so here we go. Let's try this again. Sorry, technical issues. All right, so this one says use Gaussian elimination to solve the system of equations. So you could either use Gaussian elimination in the system with the variables, or you could put it in matrix form and use Gaussian elimination there. It's essentially the same thing, it just goes to which way you like a little better. So I'm going to do this one in with the variables because we're going to be doing some later without them, so this way you get to see both ways. So reminder that the first goal always is to get this leading one, which in this case we already have. So then I'm going to try and get rid of these leading coefficients as well. So I'm going to take row 2, I'm going to add 3 row 1, because that'll get rid of that -3. Then I look at the 4, so I would take row 3 minus 4 row 1 to get rid of that leading 4. All right, so then I'm going to have x, right, the top row is not changing, plus 6z equals 4. But second row, I'm going to have -3 plus 3, so that goes away. 2 plus 6, so that'd be 8y. -1 plus 18, so that would be 17z. And then -4 plus 12 would be 8. Okay, third row, I'd have 4 minus 4, that goes away. Then I'd have 0 minus 8, so this is -8y. And then I'd have 2 minus 24, so that'd be -22z. 16 minus 16 is 0. Well, the nice thing about what I just did is that my bottom row, row 3, all I got to do to get rid of its leading coefficient is add row 2. Right? So I can go ahead and do that. So I have x plus 2y plus 6z equals 4. Then I'd have 8y plus 17z equals 8. And then I'd have -8 plus 8, that cancels. -22 plus 17 would be 5z. And then 0 minus, or plus 8 would be 8. Right? Okay. So then I'm going to go ahead and get my fraction for z here. So I'm going to take 1/5 of row 3. So I would get, so my top 2 rows aren't changing. Well, I should take 1/8 of this, right? 1/8 of row 2 so that I get a leading one here. Okay, so we can go ahead and do that at the same time. So I would have x plus 2y plus 6z equals 4. And then I would have y plus 17/8 z equals 1. And then on the bottom, I would have z equals 8/5. And if you wanted to get that in terms of a decimal, you could. I mean, it's not that ugly of a decimal, right? It's like 1.6. But I'm going to leave it as a fraction. Okay? So then I'm going to plug, so now it's just a matter of substitution. So now I'm going to plug that in there. So I would have y plus 17/8 times 8/5 equals 1. Well, here those 8's cancel. So I'd have y equal, or y plus, 17/5 equals 1. Then I subtract 17/5, which this is really 5/5. So I'd have y equal to -12/5. Right? And then I plug both of those in up here. So I'm going to plug this in there too. I need a little more room here. So now I'm going to have x plus 2 times -12/5 plus 6 times 8/5 equals 4. So I'd have x equals negative 24 fifths, or plus, sorry, why do I keep doing that? 24 fifths plus 40 fifths, no, that's not right. 6 times 8, 48 fifths equals 4. Well, negative 24 plus 48 is 24, so this is x plus 24 fifths equals 4. And 4 would really be 20 fifths. So then I'd subtract 24 fifths, get rid of it on this side. And so x would be negative 4 fifths. So writing my answer, and again, you could have gone to decimals and that's fine too. So writing my answer, I would have negative 4 fifths, comma, negative 12 fifths, comma, 8 fifths. And that would be my ordered triple, or triplet. All right. Hopefully that all made sense. I know it's kind of a lot going on, especially with the fractions. Tomorrow on your test, number 2 does give you all whole numbers, so that's good to know. All right, we'll go ahead and look at number 3 then. Number 3 is kind of a word problem. It says the perimeter of a rectangle is 87 feet, and the length is 6 feet more than twice the width. Find the dimensions of the rectangle. So essentially, here's what I would start with. I would start by drawing a diagram. So it says perimeter is equal to 87. The length is 6 more feet than twice the width. So 2w plus 6, right? Twice the width plus 6. All right, so then formula for area of our perimeter. So perimeter is equal to 2L plus 2W. So now I plug in what it gave me. So perimeter is 87. 2L is 2 times 2W plus 6. 2W is just 2W in this case, because W is W. All right, distribute. So this would be 4W plus 12 plus 2W. Combine like terms. I'm going to subtract 12 at the same time because y'all are geniuses. 87 minus 12 is 75. 4 plus 2 is 6W. Divide by 6. So I would get W equal to, let's see, that'd be 1, 15, so that'd be 2, 12.5. Okay, so that's 12.5 feet. That'd be W, and then your length would be equal to twice, right? 2 times that, right here, plus 6. So 2 times 12.5 would be 25. Plus 6 would be 31. So there are my answers, length and width. All right. That one's not so bad as long as you draw a diagram, label it as you go. Just make sure you take your time. If you have any questions, make sure you're asking. You can ask Mr. Torres tomorrow before your test or track down Mrs. Schmidt. Yeah. All right. Number 4. So we've had some of these in our assignments. I know we had at least one on a warm-up. It says find the equation of the parabola, right? So y equals, so there's your standard form of a parabola. And it does give you that, again, tomorrow on your test, right? And then it says it passes through those 3 points. So our first step is to write out the 3 equations that would give us those points as solutions. So we plug them in for x and y. Now, hopefully you're okay, but I'm going to move this y equals. I'm just going to flip it and put it on this end, right? Because that's how we're used to seeing our systems. So I'm going to have a times 1 squared plus b times 1, right? I'm plugging in this one right now. Plus c has to equal negative 2. Then I'm going to plug in the next one. So now I'm plugging in this one. So I'd have a times 0 squared plus b times 0 plus c equals negative 5. And then I'm going to plug in this last one here. So a times 2 squared plus b times 2 plus c has to equal 5. Okay, I'm going to simplify these a little bit. So, right, so let's see. So this would be just a plus b plus c equals -2. Here I would get 0 plus 0 plus c equals -5. And then on the bottom, I would get 4a plus 2b plus c equals 5. Well, since I already know what c is, let's make our lives a little easier. It doesn't tell me how to solve this. So I'm going to make my life easier, and I'm going to go ahead and plug this in here and here. So if I plug that in, I would get a plus b minus 5 equals -2. And on the bottom, I would get 4a plus 2b minus 5. One more. Minus 5 equals 5. Right? Move those over. So I'm going to add 5. So I would get a plus b equals 3. And I would get 4a plus 2b equals 10. Well, then I can solve this any way I want. So personally, I'm going to choose to use elimination. So I'm going to multiply this whole equation by -2. And I'm going to write my answer right down here. So I get -2a minus 2b equals -6. And then I'm going to add these two together, and my b's are going to cancel. That was the goal. So my b's cancel. I get 4 minus 2a, which is 2a. 10 minus 6, which is 4. And then so divide by 2, divide by 2. So a is 2. Right? Now I just plug this in. I can even plug it in up here if I want. So I'd have 2 plus b equals 3. So b would have to equal 1. So then my equation, remember you're looking for an equation, my equation would be 2x squared. Oh, sorry, y equals, my bad. We put it to the end, so I kind of forgot. So I'd get y equals 2x squared plus x, because it's just a 1, right? So I don't have to put it. You could put it there, it's up to you. And then plus c, which is -5, so minus 5. There is my equation. All right. Again, if you have questions, feel free to watch some of the video back. Ask Mrs. Schmidt. You can ask Mr. Torres before your test tomorrow. Or you can definitely feel free to text me, email me, anything like that. I'm going to cut this video off here, and then I'll make a third video with 3 or 4 more problems. And we'll just do the rest of this like that, so you aren't having a huge video that you have to skim through if you have a specific question later on.